On call, your host, Dr. Sean Pruitt, community pharmacist of the world. Your doctors are busy, your pharmacists are busy. They don't have time. For this hour, I do. So call in with your questions and your comments. So it looks like I wanted to kind of touch back on what Florence was saying, dealing with the pandemic and the loss of job. It does cause one's mood. And so she didn't lose weight for the sake of losing weight. She has some things going on emotionally. And if you're dealing with that, if you're dealing with anxiety, depression, stress, then come and get a sample of Pharmacist Blends hemp oil. It works very well. It pushes up that serotonin that gets a little low, and that's why we have depression and anxiety. Got a little taint of THC in it, so it will help you relax as well and stimulate your appetite. So, you know what's going on? The stress does have physical manifestations on the body, and weight loss is one of those, as well as weight gain. I did want to briefly talk about COVID-19 again, and I think we were talking about how dependent your response to the vaccine is on antibody production. And so what we have to do is to make sure that our immune system is primed as strong as possible, especially now that it looks like everyone's going to have to begin doing booster shots. You want your immune system as strong as possible, so when you get your booster shot, that your interferon is up and your antibody production is up. Okay, guys? So I would recommend this before your shot, probably a few days before, so that you can go ahead and make sure once you do take it, you've got high levels of production of antibodies. Like I said, research shows that the breakthrough cases are stemming from and dependent upon your immune system response and your antibody production. So if that's going to be the rate limiting step, this is how we're going to deal with it. Also, for you parents out there and your children are being sent home from school, let's prime their immune systems, knowing that they're going to be in, around classmates who may be sick. You know, let's just face it, y'all. Children are just not the cleanest things. And we all used to be one, and we never washed our hands or anything like that. So make sure that their immune systems are prepped before you send them to school, or if they have come in contact with a classmate and they're starting to get sick, that we want to boost up their immune system. People who have been the sickest of the sick, they said that they started to turn around in 2 days, and these were people who could not breathe. These were people who were super weak. And this turned them around very quickly. Why? Because it gave their immune system what it needed to respond to COVID-19 and whatever variant. So if your body is primed, it doesn't matter what the variant is, because you are going to be prepared for it. You're going to have a robust amount of antibodies, okay? All right, we talked about, and I think I wanted to mention this too, what you can kind of do on the front end. So you can do Dr. Pruitt's potion, but it's not the only thing. Your vitamin D supplementation is important, which is in here. Zinc supplementation is important, which is also in here. But I also hear a lot of people talking about elderberry. And so I like elderberry on the front end, but not so much if you get active COVID disease, because what this does is ramps up the part of the immune system that COVID-19 uses to take us out. And that's the myeloid immune system, the thing that produces inflammation, cytokines, tumor necrosis factor, alpha, and all of those things. So this, great prophylaxis, but if you develop COVID-19, let's take elderberry out of there, because we don't want to ramp up that part. We want to tone it down, and that's what the potion does. A big part of surviving this thing is also dealing with our comorbidities. Now, especially during the beginning of the year, what this thing did is it took out the sickest of the sick early. So that means people who had diabetes, who had kidney disease, who had hypertension / heart disease. You know, that is who it primarily affected. Now, we know two things now, that COVID-19 attacks us. Looks like we got a call here. So we're going to get back to how it kills us, okay? Well, looks like the caller's gone now. All right, so COVID-19 affects us in 2 ways. It causes inflammation throughout the body, especially our organs, and it causes blood clots, okay? So we needed to develop something to get rid of those blood clots, but also to reduce the inflammation. But in terms of comorbidities, if you got kidney disease, inflammation in the kidneys, and if a blood clot occurs there, then you get kidney failure, then death. If you get a blood clot and inflammation in the heart, it manifests as a heart attack. You get inflammation, you're already diabetic in your pancreas, again, manifests as death. Brain manifests as stroke. So this thing has the ability to attack all of our organs and to set up blood clots there as well as inflammation. So what do? We take care of our comorbidities. We get our blood pressure together. We get our blood sugars together. We get our kidney function together. And so how do we start to do that, Dr. Pruitt? With something called beetroot juice. Now, this comes from the juice from the root, the beet and the root of the beet. And what this does is it helps to stem the tide on your blood pressure, your diabetes, your cholesterol, has a blood thinning effect as well. So for those of you who are on hypertension medicine and your blood pressure is still high, I would add this to your arsenal along with alkaline water, because again, remember I said the body tends to clot up. We want to make it a little thinner. And so we'll give it some of this right here, and then we'll give it alkaline water to help decrease the viscosity, which is the thickness of the blood. Now, once you do that, then your blood tends to clot less and it tends to flow easily through the body. Some of you are more at risk than others. Those of you who are blood type A and blood type B, you're going to be at more risk from having complications with COVID-19, according to the research. Those of you who are type O's, and I've had a number of them come in, and they've all had fairly mild disease. And the reason is, it has to deal with the coagulation of the blood, the clotting of the blood, the thickness of the blood. A's and B's have an overabundance of something called factor VIII and von Willebrand factor. And these are things that help the platelets aggregate and help clot the blood pretty easily. So COVID-19 takes advantage of that and makes the blood even thicker, thereby causing clots and shutting down your organs. In type O's, there is a deficiency in von Willebrand factor, a deficiency in factor VIII. And so they have fared a little bit better, especially without any comorbidities. Now, we do have some O's who do get into trouble because they have, poorly controlled hypertension and diabetes. But for the most part, they are kind of, getting through this thing. There are some other subtle immune system differences too that favor your O's, your O positive, O negatives, versus their A's and B's. And I know that you all can remember how there were young, athletic people, some of them physicians, who were dying. Yet you had 100-plus-year-old people in Italy and everywhere else surviving this thing. And it has to do with one's blood type, more so than it did, their age or their physical condition. Because like I told you, COVID kills us, inflammation and blood clots, okay? All right, so what do we do about that? Comorbidities. We get our diabetes in check with beetroot juice and alkaline water. We get our hypertension in check because this opens the blood vessels, okay? And keeps that thick blood flowing through there, thins it out. We also use alkaline water to help thin that blood out as well. So add this to your arsenal because we want to be proactive on the front end, all right? And hey, we're in the South, so I know hypertension and diabetes running rampant, and that's why that whole Bible Belt was hit pretty hard that first round. Well, Delta is coming for the next group of people, and so especially around the holiday season, I know it's going to be tough, y'all. We got college football coming up, and then we got Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's going to be a little tough, but we got to do it. If you know that you're not that disciplined, then you need this right here, as a safety measure. Boost your immune system, thin your blood, reduce inflammation on the front end. So for you vaccinated, make sure that you're getting your antibody production up, especially in lieu of a booster coming. Unvaccinated folks, you have got to do something. Now, if you don't trust the vaccine and you don't want to take it, fine. But I'm tired of seeing unvaccinated people suffering, and because they have not done anything to take care of themselves. So if you're unvaccinated, get Dr. Pruitt's potion and boost up your immune system naturally to take care of yourself. If you hate the vaccine, the whole concept, fine, but you've got to do something to prepare your body for this fight. We're going to get into this call right quick. Pharmacist on call, let me help you.
Yes, my name is Donna, and I was calling to see if you had anything that could regulate your blood sugar. My blood sugar is out of control. A couple of weeks ago, I was on steroids, and I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to take them because they thought I had bronchitis, but I had a little small taste of pneumonia. But I cannot get my blood sugars controlled, and I was just wondering, what do you have there that I can come and get?
All right, so you're off of the prednisone now?
Oh, it wasn't prednisone, it was an inhaler.
Oh, okay. So what was the name of the inhaler?
It's in my bag. You want me to get it?
No, that's okay. Okay. Now,
yeah,
are you...
It was the orange one.
Flovent?
I think so.
Are you still using that? Or has your...
No, I haven't used it in... the day before the 20th, I went to the hospital on a Friday, and that Thursday, when they told me I wasn't supposed to have it, and you're going to be mad because I got it from a friend, but I thought I had bronchitis. And then they said I had erythromycin. They gave me erythromycin, and it made my blood sugar fluctuate up and down. Now I can't get it down, and I went to the emergency room at General today, and they sent me back with a blood sugar of 245. I can't get it under 200. When I wake up in the morning, this morning it was 278. After I ate boiled eggs and a homegrown tomato, it went up to 3-something.
Okay, what medication are you on for your diabetes?
Glyceride.
That's it?
4 milligrams a day.
Nah. You're gonna need more than that. How often do you see your doctor?
Well, I go to the neighborhood clinic because I don't have insurance right now.
Okay.
But I go to the neighborhood clinic, and she told, when she knew I was in the hospital, she called me and told me to just take one in the morning and one at night. And I've been doubling up, taking 2, and it don't touch it.
What was your sugar running before the steroids?
I was almost borderline.
Okay. Yeah,
My body don't change. My age, I'm 64 now.
Yeah.
But I don't look it, and
Hey, y'all, do not use your friend's medication. All right, so we're gonna go there first. All right, so secondly, I need you to stop by the pharmacy, and we're gonna get you some beetroot juice and help with that.
That's what I'm looking at you now.
Beetroot juice. And in addition to that, we're gonna do some alkaline water.
Okay.
And then we're also going to add in some cinnamon, probably a teaspoon in the morning and at night. So you can throw it actually in your oatmeal, and then maybe just take we can probably do it as capsules.
I'll eat oatmeal.
You do?
I don't.
Okay, then we can do cinnamon capsules to help bring your blood sugar down. And let's start tracking your sugar. If you were borderline on just one thing of glimepiride, then we can get you down, but we're going to have to do some stuff. So, excuse me.
I'll be by there tomorrow.
All right, 2 capfuls and then some alkaline water. So let me know that you were the caller when you come in.
I'm Donna Gill. I'll let you know. And also, when I get there tomorrow, it'll be about 3.
Okay.
When I get there tomorrow, is there anything else that you need me to get? Because I can't. I'm scared that I'm gonna have a heart attack or a stroke.
No. Just come on by. We'll fix you up.
I haven't eaten any carbs or anything. I've been watching everything I put in my mouth, Dr. Pruitt.
When do you check your sugar? First thing in the morning?
The doctor sent me home today and told me that I'm checking it too often because I'm nervous, and part of this is stress because I'm worried about it.
That is true.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. Since I am so borderline, I hadn't checked my blood sugar. I don't check my blood sugar as often as I should have been doing. Right. So I don't know how long. But when they sent me from work, my blood sugar was 450.
Okay, yeah, you should have been in the hospital. Do you have a glucose machine at home?
I do.
All right, okay then. So this is what I want you to start doing. Walk 30 minutes so we can burn up the extra sugar from the day before. and then check your blood sugar.
I don't.
No. The sugar that's still in your bloodstream from the day before, which is making your numbers go high. We want to burn it up by walking on an empty stomach in the morning. But I tell you what, we're going to talk tomorrow. We're up on a commercial break, but you just give me a call, okay?
Okay, I will. I know I'll be by there.
Okay, then. All right, well, stop by.
All right.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, everyone, stay right there. We will be right back.